Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you all. Welcome back to Freedom Algo. It is the summer solstice here in the US, at least right now. It's the summer solstice, and it's the worst weather day we've had in like 2 months. But that's okay. Anyway, you can see the chart here. I'll wait for everyone to get into the stream before we start going through the trades. Hope everybody's having an awesome Friday. Hope everybody had a great trading week. It's been a really good one, to be honest. I mean, we had a couple of weird things going on this week because we had the holiday, but really cool price action. Good to see everything cruising. So let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're at. I'm in Oregon in the rainforest, and today is a rainforest type day. It is gray, a little bit breezy, it's raining a little bit. It's kind of a funny first day of summer for us. I know we got some people in the southern hemisphere, so it's actually winter for them, probably around the first day of winter. Let me know what you're drinking. I got green tea. All right, so I'm going to give it just like one more second before I go into the trades, just because I know sometimes it takes a minute for people's notifications to go off. Make sure I let everybody know. Could probably make an announcement on the... All right, there we go. Yeah, I know you had a great trading week, Howard. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Yeah, just really cool to see. Really cool to see. I'll tell everybody, Howard has been picking the best entries, making sure that he's patient, and just been getting some really good setups. So that's been really cool. I'm going to fix this trend line. It moved on me a little bit. And we'll go over that in just a minute here. NYC and water. Cool, Robert. That's cool. Howard says it's freezing there. Basically summer. Yeah, so it's funny because I know where Howard is, and he's saying that it's freezing there. But I guarantee what is freezing for him is like warm for me. Here, just for context, I'll tell you what the temperature is here. So, rhododendron. Let me see, Oregon. Let's see, Oregon. Hey. Good to see you. So, Howard, for context, right now where I am, it's 8 degrees Celsius. It's 47 Fahrenheit. And it's got 87% humidity, and it's raining a little bit, and it's windy. So it is pretty rough weather right now compared to what we've been having. So let me know, Howard, if that is anything close to what you got. But I bet you it's a lot colder here, even though it's first day of summer. All right. All right, so let's take a look at this. So this was a weird open. And also... Oh, yeah, so it's warm where you are then, Robert. Yeah, we had some warm weather like that, but we're just getting this quick cold front. It's going to be warm in a few days. It's actually going to be like 30 degrees warmer Fahrenheit in like a few days. So I don't know why the price action did this to me today, or why the chart did this, but this happens sometimes. You can see like, so where my dotted brown line is, that's where the closes usually are. But whenever we have a day that the market closes early, it messes it up. So I don't have it plotted, but this low here is where we opened. But where we actually closed yesterday was right here. I'll make this line brown just so it's consistent. So change this, make it brown. So that was actually yesterday's close. And here, let's not make it solid. Let's make it a dash line just so we know. Anyway, that is where we closed yesterday, and we still have a gap there. That's what we've been trying to fill today. We didn't quite get there. We got to this low and bounced. We still have this low where we opened, And then we have this one. So we'll see if we get there. But basically the way I looked at this when I came in, I did draw a range, but we don't really, it's not really that helpful. The more important thing was, and I don't do this very often, but I did this today. I basically go from here and I drew my trend line from yesterday into today. And the only reason I did this, usually I draw it from the current price action of the day. So I would usually start my trend line from here and draw it something like this. The reason I didn't do that is because sometimes when you have these holidays where it closes early, the price action just kind of resumes from there. So I actually drew off of these two swings and then connected it here and then up here, and that gave me a big channel. So I had the big channel in the morning. I also had a short-term channel, and then this is like a range, and then it broke out the top, failed, didn't come to the lows, but then it bounced here, and that was confirming that trend line. I drew a short-term trend line here, which gets a close outside, and there is a trade set up if you were here early enough, where you get a pullback, first entry, pullback, not a good signal bar, but there's a second entry long there. It's weird because it's an inside bar. However, when you get the higher low, it's kind of like a higher low after the second entry long. So you could take it after that. It's a little congested, so it's not ideal, but you're expecting a new high to be made here. So I liked it for that. But it's again, it's not perfect, but it's there. It turns into a little channel that works up. This moved on me too. And then it closes outside, and it closes outside this big channel up too. And you get a first entry long, and then you get a second entry long. Oh, okay, so yeah, so let me, real quick before I even talk further about that. So someone just asked me, how is the open price set after a market is closed? So basically, to be honest with you, I'm not like the best person to ask that for that. It's just kind of a weird thing the way that the price happens, because it's like any stock, right? Like if you look at a stock, it'll close somewhere and then the next day it opens somewhere completely different. This can happen with the index as well. So the ES is the S&P 500, so it's based on 500 stocks, so the gaps are going to be a lot smaller, but you see it all the time with stocks. It's like the price will close somewhere, some stuff will happen, and then what will happen is when the pre-market starts, sometimes it'll be trading at a different area just based on the demand of it. And so that happens with the ES as well. But I can't really explain like why, for whatever reason, it opened here instead of down here. It's just kind of a weird thing that happens sometimes. And so if someone else knows better, go ahead and put it in the chat. But anyway, I just know that it happens. And so it happened here. And then as it came up, it went up higher. But right here, we do have a pullback and a first entry. And then a pullback, and there's a second entry long here. I'm going to zoom in on it. There's a second entry long here, but it's kind of a weird one. So basically, you have this downtrend. This is a close outside of the little downtrend channel and a new low. So you made a new low on the short-term downtrend right here. It's a first entry long, so you don't want to long that. But then you're expecting a new high to be made because we just broke out of both of these little channels. So we go up, make one leg up. We come back and we make a double bottom here. So when we make this double bottom, you can use this green bar as your signal bar. And it goes up. It basically creates almost like an engulfing bar. It's sort of like an engulfing bar. If this ticked one tick lower, it'd be an engulfing bar. But it's really just a double bottom. So you don't want to enter this on the engulfing bar. But once it closes, you can go long one tick above this. It's a little risky because it's pretty clearly showing you that people are trying to push the price down right here. If it closed like... if it closed like up here, I would have said that it's probably a blue arrow, but it didn't. So I took this trade. I took it for 6 ticks. You can see if you measure from here to here, there's 2.25 points. You need 2 points to get 6 ticks there. So it's pretty easy. If you went for 4 ticks, you got it. If you went for 6 ticks, you got it. The most you could get there is probably 7 ticks, but you wouldn't go for that. I went for 6, took the 6 ticks. But then when it reversed here, there is a trap there. So it's basically now a first entry, second entry long that traps a lot of longs who are looking for the new high and didn't take the scalp. But it's also a second entry short. And so it's basically like trapping those longs it wants to come down and make, possibly make another low. It ends up making a higher low here. I don't think you want to take that. It's not really a triple test because it doesn't touch this level here. So I don't think you want to take that candle, even though it's somewhat tempting. But yeah, anyway, it's another higher low here, but I just don't think that there's any reason to take it. It's not a real triple test. If this one had ticked down to this level, then I would have said it's a nice triple test, but it didn't. So anyway, both of those are valid though. But the short is a little bit more advanced. The long is pretty safe. The only reason, like I said, it's not a blue arrow is because of it closing at this level here. So you got to be a little concerned that we could get congested there. So I want to make sure that I'm just really clear about that. If this closed a little higher, I would have said it doesn't look like congestion. But when it closes at the same level as this one, it starts to look like it might be sideways and you might be getting congested. And that's pretty much what it did. It got a little sideways here before it finally went higher. All right. Let me get to let me check out some of these questions and I'll go through some more trades. All right. So I'm going to read these questions real quick. Yeah, I think, so DJ, those are good points, but I think what he's trying to get at is like, logically, if the market closes here, and this is where the last orders were, why is it the case that when it opens several hours later, the first price that they started at is all the way up here? I think that's the question. Because it just is a weird thing when this is where the market was trading, and clearly there's going to be orders that weren't filled there, and then all of a sudden the market opens and prices are trading all the way up here. I think that's more so the question. It's kind of a confusing thing when that happens. It happens with stocks all the time. But yeah, it's just an oddity. I don't focus on it too much. I just know that when there's a gap like that, it usually gets filled. So I just focus on the price action setups. The fundamental stuff isn't really my concern. I'm more of a technical analysis chart trader. All right. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. And also, everybody here, thanks for joining me on this Friday. Please go ahead and like the video. Give the video a like. Let's get a bunch of likes going so that we can get the stream out to more people. It just helps a lot if you like the stream, and then we just get more distribution. So let's get some more people in here. So definitely go ahead and like the video. And then also, real quick, before I get into more of these trades and questions, check out the link tree. I have it pinned in the chat. It's also in the description, and it will look like this when you open it. And you'll see all these different links. You can check out my Instagram, TikTok, my free Discord. Obviously, you know the YouTube. But the big thing is there's free day trading courses and free school community here. So go ahead and check that out. If you haven't joined this yet, it takes like about a minute to join. You can just join this. It's totally free. There's a calendar in here that has our whole schedule of when we're going to be going live and everything going on. There's also Classroom with a bunch of free classes. There's a community section where you can post and get questions answered. So it's all completely free. This will teach you price action trading. And then I also have the paid community. So once you go through the free and you want to really get more advanced and really learn exactly how I do everything every day, we have the paid community. It's right here. It's only $99 a month. So you can check this all out. There's a video that shows you about it. Bigger calendar of events. Bigger stuff, a lot more in the actual courses themselves. It has everything that I do, every strategy that I use, all of it's in here. Big community. And see another post here. Hey, I'm going to have to get to this. I'm going to have to respond to this post after this. So I just see that one there. So I'll respond to this post after this. I'm going to give you a like there. And then we'll go from there. So anyway, check out the video, like it now, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, Howard is, he's a manager for the YouTube channel. So Howard is kind of the only other person that I work with, and he does a lot of our editing for our videos and stuff. He's the one that puts together the videos after the fact, with all the shorts that you see and all that stuff. He's the one that edits those. All right, so I got a question here. Let's see. What are my thoughts on trading bots and indicators that give buy and sell signals on the chart itself? So there's a lot to be said here. I do not like bots and indicators with buy and sell because they're just inconsistent, and I have tested them extensively. So a long time ago, I actually built my own trading bots. So before I was a full-time price action trader, I was trying to design algorithms and bots, and I actually did build some of my own indicators that had buy and sell signals. I built some bots. I did all kinds of different stuff with those. And what I found is that they never work long term. They work in very specific market conditions, but the problem is they're unsophisticated compared to what larger algorithms can do. So they just tend not to work long term. Maybe there's some people who have ways of doing it, but what I found is that my bots would work for short periods of time in very specific conditions, but it required a manual oversight to turn them on and off and change settings, and it becomes like a full-time job tweaking things just to barely make a profit. And then you have losses and drawdown, and then you got to change everything. It's just not worth it. With what we do with price action, you can just do so much more, and it always works, and it can't be coded into an algorithm because the nuance of understanding the context and the trend lines and everything involved. So that's the beauty of this. What we do works long term no matter what people are coding out there. All right, so let's see here. What do you mean? What do you mean about coming to work on Sunday? I mean, I guess, hey, you can trade Sunday nights. Is that what you mean? But anyway, curious what you mean there. All right, so let's go into the rest of the trades. So we had this down channel, real strong down channel here. Now at this point, we did have this was like a little range, and then we broke out. We made a new high on this up channel. So uptrend had played out. We made a new high. You don't really get a way to go short here, unfortunately. There's just no real setup, because I think this high was 71, and this high was an equal high, but it's just, there's no bearish bar there. There's no lower high until all the way down here, and at that point it's gone too far. But it does come down. You get a close outside a new low, one more leg to a new low, then we get sideways for a second. So I was thinking, hey, maybe we're going to come back up here, but I wasn't sure. I eventually drew this down channel once we started rejecting here. We had this little micro range, but it was just congested here. There's just no trades in this area. Just too congested. Just no real good setups. Finally, it comes down, and you do get this one here. So there's a really cool setup here. I marked it green, but you could argue that this is a red arrow trade. I marked it as a green because it's advanced. So what we have here is we have this low. And this was my favorite trade of the day, by the way. Like, this trade just took off like crazy. So so basically what you get here is you get a first entry short, and then a second entry short below this bar, right? The problem is you got the short-term up channel. You can't short that right there. It also broke back into this little micro range, and it closed above the EMA and the micro range. So you don't want to short that. But some people get overzealous, and so what they do is a lot of people shorted this second entry short, and they're too early. They get trapped, right? So it goes a few ticks, and then it goes against them. They have their stop losses up here. So then what happens? Well, it stops them out, but a bunch of people try to get long right here because they think, oh, higher low, another higher low. So a bunch of people pile on longs, and then they get trapped. So basically the shorts get trapped. They all get stopped out here. And then all these longs pile on. It goes up a couple ticks, and then it just dumps on them. And all these people who are long have their stop losses right here, and right here, and right here below each one of these swings. And so then they just get hammered. So basically the shorts get trapped, then the longs get trapped. You get a double trap set up. It dumps completely on them. And you can see that there. Just this thing just eats through all those orders, and all those market stop losses cause this thing to cascade down and just dump. Those are some of the best trade setups when you spot those traps like that. And it's also like a visual second entry short in a way. It's like two legs back, basically. You could kind of look at it like two legs. You could kind of see this as like two big legs back overall visually. But really, it's just a nice trap. It's a close outside and a new high on the up channel too. I forgot to mention that. You wouldn't have had the down channel yet, but then you get that move. Now, once it bounced here, and then it rejected here, now we have a bigger down channel in play. Unfortunately, we don't get a setup here. There's second entry short here, but it's inside this, and also this, you kind of look at this more like a double bottom, so it's really like a first entry. There's a second entry short there, but no good signal bar. It kind of closes in its middle. Then it comes up, and then I went back and forth on whether or not to mark this as a trade right here. Just because... Oh, wait, let me see something real quick. Yeah, the manager. Yeah, for sure. Always coming in on Sunday. Dude, that's actually pretty good. All right. Yeah, and thanks for that, DJ. All right, so I'm gonna go here. So Dr. Footballhead is asking, how do I know to avoid this one? All right, so that's actually pretty easy. All right, you never take the trade when it's inside the channel, right? Like inside the up channel. You never go short while the up channel is in play. And this, even though if it's a micro channel, and even if you drew this tighter, there's a micro channel here. You see that? There's a micro up channel right here. So you never go short while it's still in there. So that's just all you need to know. That's why I always say context is the most important thing. Like, second entries are a pattern setup that we trade, but we only trade them in a certain context. You don't take a second entry short if it's inside of an up channel. You just don't do it. You need to wait for it to close outside and have and have the up channel play out. Now also, even if you drew an up channel from here, like this, right? Even if you had a wider channel like this from this low, which it still looks valid, you still wouldn't take it because it's still, the second entry short is below this bar. It's still in the up channel. You don't want to take that. Now, once this bar happens, it's a close outside and a new high. So now you can go short. If you got a lower high here, even better, but you don't. So that's how that works. Hopefully that all makes sense. Now down here, yeah, you got to draw the little channels. Always, like, obviously within reason. Within reason. Like, from the lows, like, when you get a new low and you start moving up, try to draw a little micro channel. They're important. They'll help you spot this kind of stuff and not get yourself stopped out. Because when I was earlier on in my career doing this with price action, I would skip drawing the little channels as well a lot of the times, and it would cause me to take bad trades. So just don't do that. Make sure that you draw the little channels and use them within reason. One thing that you will find that's kind of confusing, though, with drawing these channels is, like, for example, here. I draw this up channel. Now, I'm not going to draw a channel right here. Right? I'm not going to draw one right here. It exists, but the reason I'm not going to draw one here is because I know this is an up channel, and we got to close outside, and this is just the move to a new high on this up channel. So I don't need to draw this up channel right here, because I just know that this is just the move to a new high, and then it's probably going to reverse after that. So hopefully that makes sense too. Anyway, also, like, to be clear, there's always measured moves and, like, legs happening. You know, this isn't quite an exact measured move, but it's close. So anyway, after this one, I went back and forth on whether or not this is an actual short, because it is a close outside, and it's a move to a new high, and then it tries to move higher one more time. It's not really a second entry or anything. It's just a first entry short. So I thought you needed a lower high here to really confirm this. It's like, it's not perfect. If you took this short, I wouldn't be that mad at you, but I'm not going to mark it because it's not a valid setup for me. I would need like a lower high here. We don't get one. We come down. We do get a failed second entry long kind of setup here. It's sort of a high, first entry long, pull back, and then it makes a second entry long here. It kind of takes a second and then comes up and then fails finally here. But really, this is just a first entry, second entry short. Not off the EMA, but it's close. And that was such a bearish move. It's probably going to keep going lower there. So it's not perfect. If it came off the EMA, I would have marked that as a red arrow short, but it didn't. So it's just, and it's a little sideways there. So not the most ideal, but I think, you know, you're safe to take the scalp short there. Finally, we come down, and another one that would have been read in a different context right here. It's just the signal bar is not perfect. So basically you get a double bottom here. So you can see the low is 60, 15, 25, 60, 15, 25. So even though it's a double bottom, sometimes you can restart your count for your second entries there. But what you can also do is look at this as pullback, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. That's pretty clearly 2 legs back. I mean, look at this. You're not going to get, whoops. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's not wanting to work with me there for whatever reason, but basically it's 2 legs back. It's almost a perfect measured move. It's basically just two legs back. It's a second entry short. The only problem is the signal bar. What is it? 11 ticks. Yeah, so it closes right on the cusp of its lower 1/3. If this was just slightly more bearish, then I would have marked this as a red arrow short. But because the signal bar is not perfect, I mark it as a green. All right, so then we finally do come down. We bounce off this possible support that I had here, which was that original level, and we break through the trend. Now, let's take a look. So once you break through a big trend like this, you're expecting a new low to be made at some point. I didn't draw anything out here, so we'll go get these drawing. If you got more questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. And also, if you haven't done so already, please give the video a like. Let's try to get as many likes as we've ever had on a live stream today. Let's try to do it, because it definitely brings in more people to the stream. So if we go here, I would probably say this is our trend line, something like this, as a possible tighter channel. Close outside, moves up to a new high. What is this, a double top? 39.75. Yeah, that's a double top right there, and then it goes down. So technically you could short this. Basically, this would actually be, we would call this a visual second entry short and a lower high. So just let me try to explain this, because this is a little bit more advanced. There's technically a pullback first entry short, second entry short, third entry short, and then this is like a lower high, basically. But visually, when I look at this, I can kind of look at this like a double bottom. And this looks like, it looks like 2 legs up and then a lower high. So to me, it looks like a double bottom, and then this would be a first entry. Break below this is a second entry short, and then lower high. And there's technically an engulfing here, so could even argue that there's actually a second entry short here that you could enter on the engulfing bar. 1 tick below this bar, that's a trap. It's a decent setup. So this would be, you treat this like a double bottom right here, and then you look at this like a first entry short, second entry short, and then lower high. So hopefully that makes sense. That's a little bit more advanced. Both of these are more advanced, but they're there. There's a failure here, but you're not looking for a failure above the EMA. And now we're going lower. So now we can start to draw. This is just an ugly looking trend line, so that's not going to work. So we're just going to go from here and try to see if we can make some sort of a trend line in play here, just to stay on the right side of things. We are going to try to make a new low here, and that's kind of what you would expect. Those are both nice setups. I was not over there during that time. If you're just joining the stream now, please like the stream. Let's get this thing out to even more people. And before I go into some more of these setups, I'm going to bring up just real quick. I'm going to change the music. We're just listening to some of my music here. I got the quality set up super low, so don't worry about that. That is just because, you know what? Let's go with this one. I haven't listened to the manifestation track in a while. This is a good one. I was actually wearing this shirt yesterday on the stream, even though this video is from 7 months ago. All right, anyway. So, real quick, in the chat, check out the link tree. It's pinned in the chat. It's in the description. Once you open this, you can get access to our free school community with our free courses. So if you haven't done so already, definitely join this. It's completely free. Once you get in here, you'll see the community section. After you join, you can ask questions in here. You'll see the classroom with all of our free courses. Use the Start Here course first. It's only like a 5-minute video or something. And then after you do that, you can check these off as you go too. So mark these as done as you go through the courses. And there's a mobile app for this and everything too. And then you can start going through the price action course. It's really involved. There's a lot to this course. It has actual sections from my paid course and my paid community. And then it has our schedule of events here. And there's going to be, we got our Zoom call schedule, our live stream schedule. And then once you're ready, there's the paid community. It's only $99 a month. It used to be $199, so it's still discounted. You lock in that price. It's got a 7-day money-back guarantee as well. So definitely check out the paid community. You can watch this video on it too. And what I'm doing, so I sent out an email yesterday about this. I was doing a bonus yesterday where if anybody joined the paid community, I would follow up with them. And there's a bonus that would happen where I would talk to them about a few things and then send them a personalized video and feedback. So I'll honor that for today as well. So if anybody joins the paid community today, then I'll still honor that bonus. There's always bonuses that I can do with these, but this will be a really good one for people. It'll be like more personalized feedback on everything with your trading and your journey so far. So check this all out. And the price action course in here is way more comprehensive. It's literally everything that you need. The calendar is way more comprehensive. There's just a lot more in the paid community. So if you really want to get serious about your trading journey, that's the way to do it, is to do it through that there. Oh, cool. So yeah, so your dad plays the steel drum. Nice. Yeah, this is the hand pan. This is the hand pan. But yeah, good to have you in the chat, by the way. Good to have you in the chat. All right, I'm going to look at something on my other screen here real quick. Okay. All right. I'm just checking out, while we wait for this price action to develop a little further, I'm just checking out this post in the paid community. So I'm just taking a look at this because actually this looks like pretty good. So I want to take a look at this while we're hanging out. So if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Happy to answer pretty much any questions about trading, price action, pretty much whatever. So go ahead and drop questions in the chat. Let me know how your trading week went as well. So it'd be good just to hear from everybody. How's your trading week going? Anything that went well for you, anything that you struggled with, let me know in the chat. Yeah, and by the way, just quick feedback. So, to that post in the paid community, yeah, you're absolutely spot on with this. Yeah, I'm just going to say absolutely spot on. Sweet. Thanks for that post, by the way, in the paid community. That's a good one. I can see some other stuff in here, too. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, for sure. I think that it's like, I think that you want to be well-rounded, right? So I read this book a while back. It was called, what was it? The Path of the Warrior Mystic, Being a Man in an Age of Chaos. Really long title. But the whole book was about how, like, to be full as a person, you need to do more than just have a career. Like he talks a lot about how ancient samurais would train in the art of warcraft. They would learn how to battle. They would train their bodies physically. They would train their minds. They would learn meditation. They would also learn diplomacy. They would learn art, music. They were trained in a lot of different areas, and they developed themselves fully. Some of them practiced poetry. So art and creativity was a big part of it. And I believe that that is true for us too. Like, even now that holds. Like, if you are, like, I work out all the time. I pray, I do meditation, I do all that. But then I also create music. I try to be well-rounded, and I think it's important to do that. I think it's just really helpful for us as people. So yeah. I even talk about that a little bit in my courses in the psychology section, just about how important it is to do all of those things to be a good trader. Because you're only going to be the best at whatever you do, not trading only, but everything that you do, if you're well-rounded and you develop all sides of yourself. All right, so to your question, how many trades do I take a day or week on average? You're trying not to overtrade. I only take 1 to 4 trades per day. That is my rule. I used to take a lot more, but now I only take between 1 and 4 trades per day, every day. And that has been a game changer for me. Because I used to take 7, sometimes 10 trades in a day, scalping all like throughout. And what I found is that my win rate is higher when I actually take less per day because it makes me be more patient so that I take the best setups. Whereas before, when I was taking more trade setups, I would force like more questionable entries and I would just try to get more trades. And so my win rate and profitability increased tremendously when I switched to the 1 to 4 setup per day rule. I will say this. This is just anecdotally and just something that I've experienced. When you're young in trading, not young like your age, but when you're like new to the industry, when you're new to trading, you'll feel like you need to take every setup and that you need to be constantly trading. And it's just something that all of us go through because you're so excited about how much money you can make and how well you can do. So you'll feel like you need to take all these trade setups. And like, if you're not in a trade that you're like messing up or something, and you'll get all this, there's FOMO, and you'll feel like, oh, I've been sitting here for an hour. I really need to get in a trade and all that sort of stuff. And it will just mess you up. If you create a mindset around like, okay, I'm going to take like 1 to 4 trades a day, best possible setups, and just call it done and then go on about my day and my life, you will go so much further and faster in this because you won't feel like you're trying, like you need to be in the market all the time. Yeah, that's for sure. And thanks for that comment. Yeah, taking 1 to 2 trades a day is a super good way to do it. And even though I say 1 to 4, a lot of times I don't take 4. 4 is like, I take 4 trades once in a while. Most of the time I'm really taking 1, 2, or 3, but I will take up to 4. But then I don't take more than that because there's another thing to consider here. If you win 4 trades, just by virtue of us being human, your likelihood of losing after is going up because you're just going to possibly read something wrong. Every time you enter the market, there's a probability that you're reading something wrong, right? So it's like that classic thing of like throughout the day, the more times you're right, there's just a chance, you're just, by virtue of statistics, you're going to have a mistake and you're going to have a loss at some point. But if you can mitigate that by only taking a few trades a day, and then the next day it's an entirely new day. You have an entirely new mindset when you wake up in the morning and you start over, right? That's important because I have talked to many traders about this. Most traders have their biggest losses after their biggest wins. They have their biggest losses after their biggest wins. I've even talked about this before. Like I remember like a while back, at some point I had like, there was like the first time that I ever had a 5-figure day. Like it was amazing. And then I pretty much erased those gains in like the 2 days that followed that. So, because I wasn't ready for it at the time. I wasn't ready for that size, and I was oversized at the time. It was my own psychology. And then I just got overzealous, and I lost those gains, and I basically erased like 3 days of work, and then I had to start over. Not start over, but you know what I mean? Like I didn't like take a massive loss after or anything like that, but I erased those gains. I erased that 5-figure gain. And that was a hard lesson for me to learn, but it was an important lesson for me to learn too. All right, so I'm going to draw a trend channel here because for me, this is a double bottom here. Now listen, I don't think you want to long this. Some people are going to probably ask me because there is a close outside a new low and then an equal low, which you can treat like a higher low. And there's even another one here. I still don't think you want to long this though, because it's sort of no man's land. Like where are we right now on the chart? So you always have to think about where are we on the chart? You zoom out and you go, well, we're not off any sort of significant low. We're just kind of in this weird choppy area. We're not really off of anything. We haven't made a new low yet, so I'm not really looking to go long necessarily. I want us to make a new low on this down channel first before I try to take a long. So I'm just not really thinking longs here. Just want to be clear on that, and that's why I'm still waiting. And this could very well close outside and then make a new high and give us a second entry short, because you'd treat this all like a triple bottom type of thing and reset your count. So we'll see. Yeah, decision fatigue is real. 100%. 100%. And you'll see this over time. Like, if you go to my free Discord, which is in the link tree, so anybody who hasn't joined it, you can join it. It's completely free. Just, I have to warn everyone, just be careful when you join, because you're going to get DM'd and friend requested by people that are not me, that pretend to be me. I can't, there's nothing I can do about it. There's like over 1,000 people in the Discord, and they hide themselves, and it's just it's a big pain. But anyway, in the Discord, you see, if you go way back into the history, like the Discord goes all the way back. I mean, it goes back to way before I was trading this style. Back when I was coding algorithms and trading with bots and doing all this stuff. There's a ton of stuff back there. You'll see that people have come and gone over the years of the Discord. And a lot of the times, like, what I see is that people will come in, they'll have some strategy, they'll be super into it, but you'll see a trend. And the trend that I've observed is that most of the people are over trading, and they're also getting overconfident and going too big, too fast with their position sizing. And you see it, I've seen it over and over. And you see it too by how over the top people are getting with how excited they are while they're in the trades. It's like, you should be feeling pretty chill when you're in a trade. If you're feeling way too excited while you're in the trade, your size is too big. That's what that means. All right, so again, please like the video if you haven't done it already. I'm gonna go look and see. I'm investigating now. I'm gonna see how we're doing on likes here. Let me see if I can open it up. Let's see how we're doing on likes here. I don't know if I can even see it. I gotta check. Oh, we got a lot. Sweet, guys. Sweet. Thanks for liking the video. Thank you. We're not at our highest ever yet, but we're also not at our biggest stream ever yet. Let's see. I think our highest ever live stream only had like 25 likes or something on it. We got 19 right now, so let's get more. Let's get more. So if you haven't liked the video yet, definitely do it now, because I'm trying to get this thing up to the highest that we've had so far. Let's get an all-time high on likes for this video, because right now the market is stuck right here. Here we go, though. This is what I was just saying. We're probably going to get a new low. There is a second entry short here. I was like literally looking at the other screen, so my bad, guys. My bad. But there is a second entry short here. You have this low, first entry, second entry short. You have to wait. You can't enter this on the engulfing bar, but when you get a new high and a close outside like that all at once, that thing's probably going to dump. Now, a lower high here, of course, would be better. You're not always going to get it, but you do get a nice, there's a nice setup there. And that's what we were just saying. Like, we need a new low. We need a new low here to be made on this channel, the wider channel from over here. So where this blue line is, we needed to break through this. That's what we're looking for. So while we let this price action play out a little bit, one thing that we can also do is start to evaluate, are we getting a wider channel here? Originally, I thought this would be too ugly of a channel, but you can't really ignore the fact that we're starting to look like we're building a channel here. Now, I wouldn't put too much weight in this channel yet. You know, yes, it has one touch here, second touch there, third touch there. For me, though, with this huge gap in the price action right here, it's not ideal. So I'd want another confirmation here. Nice, nice, DJ. Good, good, good. So you took that short, and that is a good short. That's a second entry short right there. It's a nice one. It's a nice short. So let's take a look here. All right. Oh, got something weird that just happened with the chat. So let me just see something here. What the heck? That was weird. That was weird. Something weird happened there with the stream. Need to double check. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't. Something weird happened with my OBS, so sorry about that, guys. Sorry if I stuttered for a second there. All right, so real quick to everyone who's in the stream now, if you just joined, check out the link tree. It's got all the links in there. Free day trading courses and free school community. Definitely join this. It takes a minute to join. No big deal. You can click on it, join. Like I said, it takes a minute. Once you're in, you can go through all the free courses and everything. And then you can also check out my paid course and paid community. This is only $99 a month, and I am doing a bonus right now. So anyone who is signing up today for the paid community is going to get a bonus that happens afterwards, where I'll send you a DM, follow up with you, ask you a few questions, and then I will send a personalized video to you where I talk about a few different things related to what we discuss on your trading and on like plans and how to approach things and whatnot. Because every trader that I meet has different struggles when I meet them. There's always different stuff that they have going on. Some people are struggling with FOMO. Some people are struggling with not knowing when to enter. Some people are gun shy. There's a lot of different things that I see. So a lot of times I like to ask a few questions, see what's going on, and then I can give you kind of my personalized feedback to help you out on your journey. All right, so let's see what we get here. And while this is cruising, I am gonna. I know we've been streaming for a little bit, but I'm gonna get I'm gonna get some incense going here. Oh shoot! I forgot that my lighter might be dead. Let's see. Oh, it looks like it's working. We are got it lit, so we'll go over to the little house. Go. There we go. Cool. All right. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions on trading? Anything in general? Any questions from people that are in either the free or the paid course? Let me know. Curious if you have questions. If there's things that you're wondering about as you go through the paid and the free courses. If you have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'm happy to go over some stuff. Make sure I didn't miss any comments or anything like that. All right, while that's cruising, I'm going to pick one of my other songs. Let's see. You know what? I'm actually going to go... Here, I'll go back to my duo that I did with a friend of mine. Two Hand Pans. I was playing the... in case anyone wants to know, I was playing the Nordlies, F-sharp Nordlies, and then Mark was playing the EB La Serena, which is also called the Mermaid scale. So we were playing... But they're very compatible scales. We're probably going to record some more music at some point. Every single day. Okay, so you asked what time do I start streaming every day? I stream every day at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. So, and I always open up the stream after the stream's over. I always schedule the next one. But if you ever want to know, if you go into my free school community, just look at the calendar, and you'll see here I always have the stream schedule. So you'll see this one is in here, and you'll see that this is always scheduled out. So it's always scheduled out. Like, for example, on July 4th, we won't be streaming because it's a holiday. So that day I won't be streaming, but the schedule is always in here. And then the links to the streams are always in here too. So like, you'll see that. So like, for example, on Monday, there's no link yet. It just says like, it just links to my streams. But when I schedule the stream after this, I'll put that in there. So you'll kind of see that. And then also we have Zoom calls in the free community that you can join that are currently on Tuesdays. So that is always going to get you the most up-to-date info. And I always have a link in here to it as well. So you can kind of see that. But yeah. Basically what I do is after my normal trading session is over, I start streaming. So it's at 8:30 because I only trade... I only really trade for like about 2 hours. So I'll trade from like, you know, I usually come in before the open. Like I'll get here sometime between 5:30 and 6 a.m. Pacific time. And then I'll just trade until about 8 a.m. So it's usually like 6 to 8 are like my trading hours roughly. Sometimes I'll trade like a little later, you know, but then I'll always be done by 8:30. And then I start my stream. And then sometimes we'll take trades on the stream as well. But my normal trading session before I start streaming happens before this. So we'll see if we get any trade setups today. We might get a few. But today the setups have been, they're starting to get a little slow right now. And again, like I'm not really looking for a short yet. That was a decent one, but I was literally looking at the other screen talking when it happened. But it's all good because I had a great week and it's been super solid. Yeah, and so just curious. So to you who just asked, this is to what is it? Toad Manstro. So to your question before about that, like, so just curious, is this your first time checking out one of our streams? How did you come across it? Just curious how you found us. And actually, that's a good question for anybody new. How did you find us? Did you just happen upon the stream today? Did you find us some other way? Just curious to the people that are newer here who haven't really tuned into a stream before. You know, how did you find us today? You can go back and see I stream a lot. I've been streaming for a long time consistently. I did have a day off I didn't stream on Friday and Monday. So last Monday and last Friday because I was on a trip. I went on a trip to Vancouver, Canada. Little road trip. By the way, I forgot to say I'm drinking green tea, not water today. A little green tea. This will be the last cup of green tea, then I'll switch to water. Oh, cool. Cool. So yeah, so what we're trading, and that's actually a really good point. So what we're trading right now is the ES. So this is actually the ES, the 2000 tick ES chart. So I'm glad that I asked you because now I can clarify. So we're trading, this is a 2000 tick ES chart. So what that means is that there are 2000 trades in each one of these candles. And so I used to trade NQ, but I switched to the I switched to just trading ES at some point. When I traded NQ, I did it on like an 800 to 1000 tick chart because NQ actually has less volume than ES. But the thing about NQ is that it has higher volatility than ES, but it actually has less volume. So it is a lot more difficult to trade it effectively because, like, for example, I know when I take a short on ES where my stop loss is going to go, right? It's going to go right up here if I took this short, one tick above that bar, and I'm going to ride that thing down. But with NQ, there's so much ridiculous wicks that happen with the volatility because if the ATR is fluctuating so much more aggressively throughout the day that you get stopped out more or you just need to trade with a bigger stop loss. So I just find that NQ can be a little bit frustrating in that way. And also the volume's lower. It's like anything else. Like if you trade a big stock like Apple, it's going to be much more reliable than a penny stock, right? That's an extreme example. Or if you trade crypto, Bitcoin is going to be more reliable to trade than some altcoin. It's no different with the ES and NQ. ES is just more reliable. It's more consistent. So that's what I focus on now. But every once in a while, people come in and we talk about NQ and we'll chart it out sometimes too. There's actually a second entry short forming here right off of the channel. So you can see here, we don't know what kind of signal bar we're going to get, but we'll see. Pretty much 2 legs. You can see that measured move, but unfortunately we don't get a good signal bar there. And the way that that closes, this channel's not looking super reliable now. Yeah, it could be a little wider. It could be like this, right? It could be like that. Still fits generally like that, but I don't love that now. I was thinking, you know, that could have been a second entry short with the attempt to go to the new low. It just didn't happen. Yeah, exactly. That's a good, yeah, so you trade pretty much the same hours as me. So yeah, is there a reason that you choose NQ and not ES? Just curious. Or do you trade both? Let me know. Let me know. And that goes for anybody in the chat. Let me know, what do you typically trade? I focus on trading the ES every single day. Lets me look at this chart, 2000 tick ES, just super, super consistent chart. Sorry, I'm just laughing. I had a message. All right. All right, so we'll see. And by the way, yeah, this song that we're listening to right now, this was actually the first time that Mark and I ever played music together. And it was my first time playing handpan with another player, and it just came out pretty decent. So, pretty cool thing. So we're going to record again soon. It's rare to find other handpan players. Oh, yeah, so sometimes MNQ, like you said, and then the ES. Yeah, so here's what I'm going to tell you. This is just up to you. You do whatever you want to do. But this is just something that I want to share because it's good timing for it. And by the way, you can definitely join the free school community and get a lot more details on how I actually set everything up and how I trade. So I definitely encourage you to join the free school community and start checking out the free course. Super valuable stuff in there. But outside of that, what I'll tell you is that I used to trade ES, NQ, and crude oil futures, all three of them. Here's the problem. You're flipping around between screens, you're trying to flip around between charts, you're trying to draw trend lines. It's too chaotic when you're looking at too many things. So you start to take more questionable setups. So what I found was that eventually I eliminated NQ and I was only trading ES and crude oil. And then eventually I just went, you know what? I'm done with all of it. I'm done with crude oil. I'm just going to trade ES. By just switching to just trading ES, my trading got better and my performance got better. And then when I made the rule of only 1 to 4 trades a day, it got like exponentially better. So that's the thing. Like by simplifying things down and becoming a master of just one chart, I don't have to look at anything else. Like I have 2 screens open. My laptop screen where I'm looking at the chat over here, that's why I'm looking over. That's where I have the chat. And then this screen in front of me, which is just a big screen. And this is what I have with my chart. So I don't need to have a bunch of monitors and all this crazy stuff. I don't need a bunch of tabs. I look at one chart and it's a 2000 tick ES chart. And that's all I need to look at to take all these setups that I get every day in that time frame. It's perfect. It's like I become a master of this chart and that has opened things up tremendously. We are getting second entry here. A little bit, it's kind of a close outside. It's a little dicey there, but there is a second entry here. Second entry short forming below this bar. And we are expecting a new low here still. So if it breaks below this bar right there, it'll trigger as a second entry short if it breaks below. But it might break above, so if it breaks above, then we just erase that, but we'll see. Sometimes when it forms like this, it just dumps really harshly, so let's actually see what we get. Let's see how this bar goes here. Yeah, definitely. The ES is a little bit more smooth. But the other thing to keep in mind is that one tick on the ES is a $12.50 move. Whereas one tick on the NQ is a $5 move. So it's different, you know, in that way. But then also, the weird thing is that the NQ has a bigger position size by default because an NQ contract is worth about 1.5 times an ES contract, but it costs twice as much to enter the trade. So there's a lot of drawbacks to NQ. Same with crude oil. Crude oil has lower volume than both of them anyway. So the volatility can get really ridiculous on crude oil. All right, so this thing might turn into an inside bar. We will find out in a second here. Usually if they form like this and then at the last minute they dump and actually fill the second entry, then that will be ones that usually go really aggressively. You start to learn that by watching tick charts, like which ones are going to be the ones that just take off and which ones aren't. You kind of start to understand that nuance, which is really cool. So that ends up being one that you delete. It becomes an inside bar. So now we got some congestion here. So you got to be careful here. It is possible also that this is wider, because that wasn't a really convincing close anyway. So we might just have a slightly wider channel here. This down channel that I drew was experimental, but really we have a close outside. We have another leg down to a new low. It's just choppy and sideways here. It's kind of forming like almost like a range that doesn't have consistent highs and lows. We can draw a line off these lows because at this point we are getting some level of consistency there. So there's some support down here that we seem to be holding. We don't really have a consistent high right now, but we do have that low. And I was like, yeah, I was distracted before. You could argue that this higher low is a valid trade setup, but I don't think you'd want to be. Again, I'm not looking for longs down here. All right, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Be back in 2 minutes. Zoom in. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right, if you're just joining now and you haven't done so already, please give the stream a like. Let's get this thing pumped out. And then I'm going to change the beats here. Let's go. No, let's go. I played this one before. There we go. And if you're just joining, or if you're new, this is where you go to the link tree in the chat or in the description to get access to what I'm talking about. So when I talked about the free courses and everything, that's all in here. So again, you can join this completely free. So join the free school community. It's a really cool thing. And then you can learn more there. So let's see what we got going on here. Looks like we're cruising up. So are we going to form like a bigger range? Maybe, but the highs are pretty inconsistent. So this is a tough one. It's pretty chopped right now. If you zoom out, we're just kind of in this weird area. Let me just move this. You can kind of see like it's just kind of a weird area to be. Like we didn't make that new low yet. And I just think that, like, it seems like it wants to fill that gap still. I'd be really weary of trying to take anything, like, to the long side right now. I just have more of a bearish bias right now overall because we haven't made that new low on that down channel. And we need that new low to be made at some point. And we have those gaps below us. So it just seems more likely at this point. Let's see. Let's see here. All right. So we still don't even have a second entry here. We have this new low. There's a first entry, and that just kept going higher. There actually is no second entry that's short yet. So this is interesting when this happens, because when it gets this far away, a lot of times I'll just treat this like a double bottom, not really like a leg. So now we got to be patient. Got to be patient. Here. All right. So let me know, everybody, how did your trading day go today? And also, how'd your week go? Because at this point, we're wrapping up the week. How'd it go for everybody? I missed out on doing trading on Monday because of the stream, so just curious. My week was a little shorter than everyone else's. Plus, I didn't take any trades yesterday because of the holiday. So I only really had 3 trading days this week. But curious, how did it go for everybody? Let me know in the chat. You can put a high up here just in case that becomes a high. We'll see. We'll see if it wants to try to run up. If it runs up to this high and rejects there, then we probably have a giant range here that we can draw. But for now, we just got to be patient. There's still a big midline right here from the overall giant range. If I zoom way out, you'll see what I'm talking about. Basically from where we opened to the highs. This is the midline of it. So we'll see. All right. Let me know in the... Okay, let me see. Good some days. You need an improvement on your... Yeah, so... Yeah, exactly. The discipline, you know, it comes with time and experience, you know, DJ. It definitely comes with time and experience. So if you're struggling at all on that, I mean, that is definitely something I can speak to a bit. So even in the free course, if you go into the free course here in the link tree, go to the classroom, go to here, go to the trading psychology section. I actually have a pretty large amount of videos in here in the trading psychology section that will help you with this. Not everything from the trading psychology section is in here. Like you can see the way the numbers are, because in the paid course I have the full section, but you can see here just some different stuff that will help you with your psychology. I have some different videos. I have some stuff on the YouTube channel as well. So I would say refresh on those, you know, nothing wrong with having a refresh on that once in a while. That's why it's there. It's there to help everybody. All right. Let me see. Yeah, so you asked, can I describe how an engulfing bar second entry would look like? So when you get an engulfing bar second entry, what you're going to have is you're going to have a new high, pull back, then you're going to get a first attempt higher for your first entry, pull back, and then you're going to get your second entry. But the way the second entry is going to work is that you're going to have a bearish bar that is mostly red, and then it's going to break below that bar and completely reverse and create a bullish bar that completely engulfs the entire red candle and closes higher than it. And that actually creates the second entry with the engulfing bar. Hopefully that makes sense. So basically, it looks kind of like this right here. Like this is actually a new high and a first entry, second entry long. This is actually an engulfing bar, but what you'd want is this bearish bar to be fully red. And that would be like that would be what I'm talking about. Hopefully that helps. You took the second entry short. I don't have a second entry short that looks good on my chart because you can see it's still in this up channel here. Which second entry are you talking about? Are you talking about right here? This one that just formed? Because that's definitely not really a trade that you would want to take. Because that's not bearish enough. Which are you talking about a short from right here? Just let me know what you mean. So when you take a second entry, when you take an engulfing bar, you can wait for it to close. That's the safer way. But you can also enter on the engulfing bar if you're an advanced and profitable trader and you know what you're doing. Because you'll get a better entry a lot of the times entering on the engulfing bar. And if you see that it's trapping traders, that's the better entry. But a lot of times you're better off waiting for it to close and then taking the entry. Yeah, I don't think this is a good short here because there's still this up channel in play. And you can see why it's not a good short. Because you have this up channel in play, it gets a close outside, and now it's going to make a new high on this up channel. And that's what tends to happen. If you short while you're still within an up channel, this is what will happen a lot of the times. You might get lucky and it breaks out the bottom, but mostly you need to go up. Yeah, I don't trade the 15 second. I have scalped that before in my past, but I just trade the 2000 tick. I think tick charts are better. But I have scalped those timeframes before, but you can see exactly what happens here. See, like the short is not a good short because it's within the up channel, and there it goes. Gets a close outside, it moves to a new high. So yeah, does it work? Yeah, but a lot of times you're going to get burned trying to do that. So I think it's Not a good trade to take. And you can see it just made a new high on that up channel. So now this up channel has played out. Yeah, for sure, DJ, for sure. I mean, and that's the thing, like, for me, that's why I like the 2000 tick, because I'm still taking scalps, but they're just more reliable. And then I can just take my 1 to 4 trades and be done. So this happens a lot here. So we get a close outside, move to a new high. Now you can see this red bar, it's a double top, but it's probably going to close lower and pretty much create almost like an engulfing bar. We'll see. There it goes. Doesn't close lower, but it does engulf that one somewhat. It's a double top, so not exactly an engulfing, but sort of. But that's a new high. So this up channel has played out. So we might get a lower high here and this thing could dump. So I do like drawing a line here now, because now you at least have this level, and if we come up and test it, there might be a triple test opportunity. So let's zoom over here, take a look. See if we get any sort of setups there. See what happens here. See what happens. Alright, this track is starting over. I'll play a different one. Let's go with this one. Go with that one. All right. So we still only have 19 likes on the stream, guys, but there's 20 people here. What's going on? Someone, whoever hasn't done it, hit that like button. We need to get this thing going. Let's see, from the top of the... Come on, we definitely got enough people to get the likes up. I think, what do we have? Let me see. Still says 19 on my side. We need to get more. So, if you're in the stream now, hit the like. Let's get it going. Let's get more people in here. I don't really see... Yeah, I mean, we might get a triple test here. Because a lot of times when you get a close outside, you get 2 legs. So we got 1 leg to a new high. We might try to get another one here. So let's see if it happens. Let's see if it happens. We'll zoom in a little bit. Let that cruise. And to those of you who are newer, check out the link tree in the chat and in the description so you can see all the resources. We got the free school community in there with the free courses. Very comprehensive. And then we also have the paid community in there to learn even more. We're getting a pretty decent lower high here. Possibly. Pretty decent lower high. So we'll see. See if we want to break below this. That's a nice one. Let's see if it forms. Let's see how it closes, though. Nope. It's not closing good so far. We'll see. This is why the tick chart is important. Time-based chart will give you a lot of false signals because it prints no matter what. Tick chart, you have to wait. You have to wait for the trades to play out before it closes. Let's see here. Let's see here. So that's not gonna. This is not gonna be a lower high. That's good because it's gonna close bullish. It looks like, and that's the thing. That's why we enter the way we do. Keeps you out of bad trades. So we'll wait and see what that does. Awesome. Hey, I appreciate that, Blush Brown. I appreciate that. And yes, I stream every weekday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. And here, let me actually show you this real quick. So go into the link tree that's in the chat, and you can get this. This is what it looks like. And what you can do is you can click here, free day trading courses and free school community. It's also in the description of the video. When you click this, you can join my free school community. Again, it's completely free. It only takes like a minute to join. And then once you join, there's a community section that has a bunch of posts. You can ask questions. There's a classroom section with all of our courses, recorded calls that we do each week. There's a Start Here course that shows you everything. Goes through all this stuff, so I'm not going to explain all of it. And then in the calendar is our live stream schedule. So you'll always be able to see what my schedule is going to be in here. I always put it in here first. And then what I do is each day after the stream is over, I open up a new one. So after the stream ends today, what I'll do is I'll create a new one, and then I'll put the link to it here. So I'll replace this link with the actual stream link. So after the stream ends today, I'll create a new one that'll be scheduled for Monday. But I only schedule them one day out. So I'll schedule one for Monday, but in this calendar, you can see how it is. Like the next time I'm not going to be streaming is July 4th. And then, of course, I don't stream on the weekends because the market's not even open. But definitely check that out. And you can learn more about the free community, free courses. And then I also have a paid courses, $99 a month. This is like my full strategy. Everything is in here in the paid community. And this is like where you really want to go if you really want to learn my style of trading. And I am doing a bonus right now. So anybody who joins the paid community today is going to get a personalized video from me where I answer some of their trading questions and like stuff that's based on their actual experiences. A personalized video where I talk about like a plan for you and how you can approach it and things like that based on some questions that I would ask you. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good to have you here. Okay, so DJ, you asked, let's see what you said. How do I feel about a footprint chart? You're considering incorporating them or heat maps, but you feel like it might make your entries less efficient in terms of timing, but you might get stronger signal maybe. Well, listen, I've experimented with pretty much everything. So I've experimented with order flow charts, heat maps, the footprint charts, you know, looking at all that stuff, looking for absorption, all that. I've done indicators, I've done bots. I've traded with pretty much every style. And what I found is that by just looking at the 2000 tick chart on the ES and just trading this and just drawing the price action, it tells you everything that you need to know to be a profitable price action trader. And anything else that you add is going to probably just confuse you and cause issues for you. That's at least been my experience with it. So yeah, I try to just keep it really straightforward, really simple, and it makes my trading so much better. The more simple that you can do things, the better. Now, it doesn't make it easy, but it does make it a lot better. Yeah, this could be a triple test here. I don't love when the triple test keeps making a higher high like this, but this is looking like a pretty nice one. So this is probably going to give us a decent triple test. Again, it's still kind of in a weird area where we are just on the chart in general, but yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. So the question is, if I open my chart for the first time of the day, how long does it take me to assess the market and be ready to take a trade, like AKA market prep? Takes me about 30 seconds. It's not really a long process. You don't need to do a ton of analysis pre-market. Like, all I do is open it. I look at the price action. I look at the first two swings from the overnight, and I try to figure out with the big swings, do we have more of a range or do we have some trends? And I draw all the short-term trend lines to see if they played out, and then I go from there. So we can actually look at today as an example. So when I came in today, let's see. So let's say you came in at, let's just say it was 5:30. Let's just say. That would be this up to like right there. Well, basically, you don't have a ton of price action to deal with. So what I did was I opened it. I drew a short-term trend here. I drew a range right here. And then I drew this long-term trend. And then this trend. And then that was it. And that was my market prep. It took me about 30 seconds. And then spotted some of these. I think I technically came in around like 6 this morning. So it was really more like this. So then I did draw a channel up here. But that's it. It's really quick. You don't need to do some kind of crazy analysis. And then the other thing that you do want to do is you want to check to make sure there's not any weird data releases or weird news that could affect the market for the day. And there wasn't. So it's no big deal. Yeah, and so Dr. Footballhead, Howard was saying that we might get a triple test here, but I don't think we're going to because now we have a bullish bar closing above this level. So it doesn't look like it's going to give us one. You know, we'll see. Yeah, DJ, I think that just comes with experience, man. Like, I think really what you want to do is try to commit to only taking a few trades a day, like I do, like 1 to 4 trades a day. It's more exciting if you take more, but it's also riskier. And I think your mileage will vary. What you can also do is you can take 1 to 4 trades a day, and then if you want to still hang out and trade more, just trade on the simulator. That's another option. That is definitely another option. So, let's see. So it looks like we got 24 people here right now. That's awesome. Love it. Good to see everybody here. Happy Friday. We got 22 likes on the stream, so that's awesome. So if you're here and you haven't liked the stream yet, give it a like now. Let's get it up to 24 since we got 24 people here. And I already talked about what's in the link tree, but definitely check out the link tree so that you can learn about the free courses, so you can learn about the paid courses. It's all in there. We got more people joining the stream now, so that's awesome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Let's take a look here. So we still could get a triple test here. The problem is when you get a triple test where it's making higher highs like this, it's a risky short. And actually, whoa, hey, that's not risky because that's a perfectly good signal bar. But it becomes a riskier short when you get those. So we'll mark it. We're still going to mark it as a green. And the reason it's a green and not a red for me is because just where it formed, right? Like it's just, we're still in no man's land. But yeah, that was fast. On my chart, there's no way that you could, like, there's no way that I would have got that if I tried to do it. It's probably, you could argue it's a close outside and 2 legs to a new high. So you know what? We could actually mark that one. We could mark it as a red. Because I think with a signal bar that perfect, you pretty much are, you're going to get the scalp there. And it's 2 legs to a new high. So that's actually, we'll give that a red. We'll give that a red. But yeah, we were seeing that triple test form for a while. We were seeing that one form for a while. Triple tests are some of the best setups when you get them. But you can see, hey, it wasn't very sustainable because now it's coming up. So, you know, I kept mentioning we're making the higher highs. It's not really an equal test. So let's see, because now we made an equal high. I don't love that we're not getting that low here. We kind of have a micro range here. Here, let me just draw it. Let me just draw an actual. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to redraw that so that it just looks a little bit more clean. So we kind of have a micro range here like this. It's a little micro one. Yep, the midline of the range was your confluence. And yep, it did bounce right off that. It did reject that midline. But look, we are coming higher here. So now what we have to do is draw a short-term trend line. Because the uptrend has played out, but we have a short-term trend line in play now. So let's see where this tries to go. Good, Howard. Good, good. Glad you got it. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good setup overall. Now we're getting a possible failed breakout. So let's see if we get a failed breakout here. We might. We might. And if you're new to the stream, please give the stream a like. I would appreciate that. We're trying to get as many people in here as we can. Trying to break a record for how many likes we got on this stream compared to normal. So I'm going to refresh it real quick. Let's see what we got. Are we going to break our like record? We're at 23. That's close. I think our like record on a stream is 25. So let's see if we can break that. I think we can do it. We just need a couple more likes to get in here. We need like 3 more likes and we'll break our like record on the stream. So let's see if we can get it. We're getting close. We got a bunch of people in here now, so that's good. And here, let's take a look while we wait on this price action to develop. Remember the link tree. Remember to go to the free courses in the school community. Remember to check out everything in the link tree. It's all there. My stream schedule, everything. So if you're joining later, we went over this stuff a bunch before. And if you are joining later in the stream and you're just coming in now, definitely check out the earlier part of the stream after it's over, because we covered a bunch of stuff today. Bunch of stuff. So let's take a look here. Bunch of setups. We talked about every trade setup that's marked on my chart. So if I zoom out, all these little arrows, all these trade setups, all these little labels, we went over every one of those trades already. Some people just took this trade. I was talking, so I wasn't paying attention, really. But I'm already done for the day anyway. I had some really solid day. If I take anything now, it's just going to be... It'll just be some gravy. Haha, for sure, for sure. Got to keep those profits. Got to keep those profits. And welcome everybody who's joining the stream right now. Welcome everybody. Appreciate you tuning in. If it's your first time checking out one of my streams or checking out the YouTube channel, let me know in the chat. Say, hey, just put the number 1 in the chat so I know it's your first time joining one of my streams. Always good to have new people in here. So we got this first entry short. This does look like a failed breakout. So we'll see. Most breakouts are going to fail, as you can see. By the way, if you don't believe me, just go look at any chart, start drawing support and resistance, and you're going to find that most breakouts fail, even if it's only temporary. You are definitely going to see it. It's just true. Tested it over and over again. Guys, we're at 25 likes. We are so close. We need one more. We need one more. We're at 25 likes. We need one more. Somebody hit it. Somebody hit it, because we need to get to 26. All right, let's see. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that was definitely a failed breakout. Everyone tries to go long there. There's no reason to long that, though. We already made the new high on this up channel. We still need a new low to be made on that previous down channel. So this is just gonna... This is about to tank everybody. No, maybe. We might get a triple test there. We might, but I doubt it. It looks like it's coming down aggressively. I mean, we're basically creating another channel here. Micro. But we might... maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what we get there. We will see. We will see. Guys, I think... Did we get it? Oh, sick. We got it. Hey, guys. New all-time high on stream likes. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome to see it. Because this isn't even the most amount of people we've ever had on a stream. So that's just testament to all of you. That's awesome. That's awesome. Everybody else who just joined, I'm going to pull this up. This link tree is in the chat. It's pinned in the chat. It's also in the description. And I'm just going to do a quick overview of this because there's probably new people in the stream who just joined. So, sorry to everyone who's already been here and I have to hear this broken record, but I want to share this with the new people that just joined. you can go in and check out the free day trading courses and free school community. Definitely join this. Once you join this, it takes about a minute. You'll get access to the community, bunch of stuff where you can ask questions, Q&A. You'll get access to my stream schedule when I go live. It's all on here. I go live every weekday at 8:30 Pacific time. But also you get access to this once a week call. That is a free Zoom call that you can join. That's always really fun. This last one we did, we actually took a pretty sweet live trade on it. So it's always a good time. And then also in here, you'll get access to my free courses. The Price Action Course Lite is the big one, and it's actual sections from my paid course. So really cool. The paid course is discounted still right now. It's only $99 a month. And anybody who joins it today is going to get a bonus as well from me, which will be a personalized trading video and talking about an actual plan for you. And again, it's on a risk-free 7-day money-back guarantee setup. So when you join this, it's a 7-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it all out. But it has my entire course. It's way more comprehensive in here. It has everything you need to be a price action trader. My exact strategy. It's everything that I wish I would have had when I started trading. So that's all in there. It's all in the link tree. Thanks everybody for liking that too, because that's cool. And thanks everybody who has joined the free community and the paid community. It's just been awesome. The paid community has been so good. Like people we're getting such good questions, and everybody who's joined recently just got like such good mindset around trading. And so it's just cool. Like we're getting all like the right type of mindset and right type of traders in the communities, and I love that. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. See what we got here. So we got a failed breakout at the bottom now, but it's still within this down channel. All right, let me put on my favorite track. I like to listen to my... This is on my... Whoops, I did not mean to expand that. My bad, everybody. My bad. I just like to listen to my Nordley's handpan. I like it. Haha. Will there be... You know, look. If you want cake, that's all on you. You know me. I eat like a mostly carnivore / animal-based diet. So for me, it's like, I want steak. I definitely want some steak. Probably gonna, after the stream today, I'll probably do a nice little workout. I think I might head to, I might do my classic. Lately I've been doing these workouts where I wear the weighted vest, and then I take my 15-pound steel mace and I go for a hike in the woods with the dog. So I might do that, and then I'll probably eat after that, and I'll probably crush like 8 eggs or something like that. Classic. Beefcake, yes, we want the beefcake. We need beefcake. Oh, I love it. My friends all make fun of me all the time. They all call it because I'm like the token meathead of the group. I'm always eating meat. I'm like way into it. Like I'm always buying lamb and buying I usually buy like a half a cow at a time, so I end up with a bunch of beef. That's the way I do it. What is this? What is the TikTok setup? Someone tell me. Howard, what are you talking about? Let me know what that means. I'm lost. Now I'm lost. Did someone say something crazy on TikTok? Let's find out. Dude, I got so many comments on there from that post. I'm going to have to deal with those later. There's so many trolls on there, but that's all good because there's also some really good people that have good questions too. So it'll be fun to go through those. Oh, nice. A beef patty? Like a Jamaican beef patty? Let me know, DJ. Are you talking about like a Jamaican beef patty? Curious. Now I want to know. Now I want to know. Awesome, DJ. Dude, so I grew up on the East Coast, and I used to always go and I used to go into the some of the shops, and some of the shops on the East Coast, like some of the little joints, would have Jamaican beef patties, and it was awesome. So I grew up actually eating those quite a bit. They don't really have them out here where I live now. I live out in the Pacific Northwest, and they just don't have them here. But on the East Coast, man, growing up in New Jersey, I used to get Jamaican beef patties all the time. Even some of the pizza places used to have them. Yep, that's right, Howard. That is right. Classic. Oh yeah, you're right, dude. I do miss it, man. I loved the Jamaican beef patties, dude. They were some of the best. Um, and like, and they were the real deal ones too. Like there was a pretty large population of people from Jamaica that lived where I grew up, so I would get like the good stuff. And you're right, New York and New Jersey, that's probably where some of the best food is in the U.S. And everybody's gonna hate on me for saying that, but it's true. Philly has good food too. Philly definitely has good food. There is good food out here in the Northwest. It's just different. What I would say out here is like there's really good Thai food out here where I live, and Japanese food. There's actually a lot of Japanese people who live here. So there's a good amount of Japanese food here and Thai food. There's really good Indian food here, but there's good Indian food on the East Coast too. But man, you just can't beat the Italian food and like a lot of like the, you know, all like the Caribbean style food, like all like the Jamaican food, everything on the East Coast is so good. I'll be back over there I'm going out for a wedding on the East Coast in September, so I'll get to experience some of it. Yeah, for sure. Bring that meatloaf cake to the next cookout. Actually, that reminds me, I'm going to hit you up soon. I'm going to hit you up soon and try to get us all together because it's been too long since we kind of hung out, had some food, cooked, everything. So I'll invite you over soon. And this was to, well, their name in the chat is TJ Plays, but it's not actually who that is. To protect your name, I won't say it. But I'm going to invite you over soon so that we can have some, just cook some food, get everybody together, get the families together. I think it'll be fun. Yeah, I agree. Thai food is awesome. And we have a lot of good Thai food here. That is one thing I'll say. Like, when I lived on the East Coast, there was literally one good Thai restaurant near where I lived. But out here, it's like every town has like 2 or 3 of them. Which is crazy because our climate is nothing like the climate there. All right. Dude, I got to figure out how to say your name, by the way. The one who said Thai food is fire. I see you in the chat, and I think you joined the free school community as well, but man, I have no clue how to pronounce that. So I don't want to try to butcher it. So give me the elementary version of how to pronounce that. That was like the other day I had Zulus in the chat, and I was like, I have no idea. And they told me Zulus. So that was good to get that from somebody. So we're failing to break out of both sides of this range. I mean, at this point, you got to start to wonder if the range itself is larger. But, yeah, it's cool. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I love that you don't know either. That's awesome. I can't remember. Are you the one that's in Oregon as well? I feel like you're the one that's also in Oregon. Oh, you played the Celtic Harp? That's cool. I actually know somebody who plays that, and they said that it sounds good with the handpan. I've been thinking about if next time I meet up with the dude, trying it out and seeing how it sounds. All right, I'm trying to see. Let's see if this cruises down. Let's see if this cruises down. This is a tough one with this range because we broke out of both sides there and then we went even higher here. So you start to wonder if it's a bigger range. Yup, exactly, man. That's just I don't know what it is here, like why it's like that, but it's just an interesting thing. So this uptrend, by the way, was filling this need to create a new high there. So we just got that. So that's always good to see. So that already played out. So we might not even see this one play out. No, man, my trend just broke. Or not broke, it moved on me. There we go. All right. So we do want to draw this because we still need a new low on that other downtrend, which is what's playing out right now. When the range starts to do this, I'll draw extra lines. Just in case, before I start shifting the range around, I'll draw other lines just in case they become the actual new levels of the range. Yeah, it's good to have musicians in here. You know, it's good. It's good to see. It's good to see more people that are into trading, into playing music, more like well-rounded. And it's cool because I feel like in these streams and with the people that have been joining the free school community, people that are joining the paid school community, we're just attracting a lot more people that are more like eclectic and well-rounded, which I like. And so let's see here. I'm probably going to wrap the stream up here soon, guys. It's been awesome. But I'm probably going to wrap up here soon. Let me just double check. Let me see where we're at on our likes. Let's see. How did we do? How did we do? How did we do? Solid. Solid. It's showing 27 on my side. It might be higher. Sometimes it's lags on the YouTube studio, but that's all good. So at this point, it might actually try to shoot down to the new low. So I'll hang for a few just to see if anything happens, anything cool happens here. Look at this line down here. We still want to try to get to these lows here. And then, who knows? I mean, if we break through that, we're probably filling the gap. But we would need a pretty strong push. This is looking pretty strong, though. So these lines ended up not really coming into play. We still got this possible support down here where we bounced a few times, though. So breakout pullback. So this could actually completely dump here because we just got a breakout pullback of the range right here. So this thing could clearly have a huge dump down now. Let's see. We got to see if it can breach that support. We still need it to happen. I mean, I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. And thanks everybody for hanging out for a nice long stream today. Appreciate you all. Always a good time to have a longer stream on a Friday. Close out the week on a strong note. Give me 1 sec. All right. Hey, a really good stream, everybody, but I think we're going to wrap up here. Appreciate everybody for being here. So I got something in my eye, so I tried to go rinse it out, but... Everybody, thank you for joining. Sorry, I still got something in my eye. Jeez. Hang on 1 sec. Classic. All right. My bad, everybody. My bad, everybody. Classic. Classic. I had something in my eye, and it just, like, took me a second to deal with it. I'm about to wrap up, but then I'm, like, looking, and I'm like, well, we're at this low, so we should probably just see what happens real quick. Yeah, you're welcome, everybody. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, we don't need to keep watching the price action. I mean, basically, if this level doesn't hold, we're going down to make this new low, which we should do that before the end of the day. And that's the most likely situation, is making that new low. So keep an eye on it. I'm going to wrap up here. We've been at it for a while here. We're about 2 hours into this. I appreciate you all. Looking forward to more conversations. Definitely post in the school communities if you guys got questions. And I love to answer those questions over the weekends while we're not trading, because to be honest, I love trading so much that on the weekends I'm like always checking school, checking stuff, seeing if there's discussions, seeing if people posted anything, because honestly that's the best time to have the discussion, because we're not distracted with the market, we're just hanging out. So it's good times, and so I'm looking forward to more conversations with everybody. Appreciate you all. And I'm just going to wrap up here. So have a good weekend, everybody. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. Watch this thing go down and fill that level. Sheesh. I'm like trying to go, and then all the good stuff starts to happen. Maybe I'll wait a second. Maybe I'll wait a second. Oh, classic. So let me try to see if we have a wider trend channel here. It's not the most convincing, but we might. We might have a wider sort of structure here. But look at this thing go. I mean, that thing, it's doing it. It's doing it. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. We're waiting. We've been waiting for this level to happen this whole time to break this level, which technically is a little lower than that. The low is actually right there where the white line is. So that's the actual low that we need to break. Oh, Zulus, I didn't know you were here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, we got 30 likes? No way. Hey, hey, new all-time high on likes for the stream. And good to see you here, Zulus. Hopefully you made it into the free school community. Hopefully everybody here already joined the free school community. Definitely do that. That's the best way for us to be in touch. It's just so much better because on YouTube, like, it's great because we can talk on the stream and everything, but there's no way for us to, like, really, like, have actual discussions that are, you know, fruitful or answer questions, that sort of thing. So it's so much better in the actual community. That's why I like to have it. Let's see if this thing cruises down. Finally. Finally, it's coming down. For those of you who have stuck with it and are still here, join the free school community if you haven't already. I think we got some new members while we were on here. A couple of new members joined, so that's cool. Definitely join the free school community. Really, what you really want to do is join the paid school community. I try not to shill it too much. It's only $99 a month with a 7-day money-back guarantee. But really, that's where you're going to get the most value. And I know that for sure. Like, if you ask anybody who's in the paid community, they'll tell you that. You're just going to get the most out of that. Just because of how much more personalized it becomes. And everything is in there. All right. Here it goes. Come on, baby. Break that level. We need it. We need that relief. I don't know why it's lagging for a second there. Of course, right at the end of the stream. So my bad if that lagged for a second there. All right, it should breach here. Are we back? Sheesh, what happened there? Sorry everybody if it lagged out for a second. Something weird happened with that. I don't know what that was about, but I think we're back. I think we're back. All right, so this is probably going to breach. Everything froze for a second for me there, but I think we're good now. There it goes. And almost. And there it goes. Okay, so new low's been made. New low's been made. We just broke through that level completely. This level is not really going to be that relevant now. So really now all that we're looking for is a test of the lows. So let's drag this over. Glad I didn't actually close because the price action decided to go right when we were about to end the stream. So now we're looking for this level, which is the low of the range, which is the open price from yesterday. And then if that happens, then we'd be looking for yesterday's close, which I think that's what we're looking for here is those levels. That was quite a push. We needed that to happen. And you know, this is just why price action is so powerful. Like, we knew that was going to happen. I've been talking about it for a while. Basically, we had this big downtrend. We had a close outside. We knew we were going to get a new low. It just didn't know exactly when it was going to happen. And there it is. You got the new low. And it pretty much happened in two really large legs. You can kind of see. It ended up being a little bit more than two legs, but basically two big legs down. And there you go. We see that. You see that over and over again. You always see price action play out. There it goes. So now, new low's been made. So we got to be patient. But I do think it's going to still try to go lower. It might give us a little relief first. My channel keeps moving on me. I would say it keeps moving. I'm trying to have it like that. Yeah, totally. Totally. And that's the thing. It's textbook. You know, you can't make this stuff up. It's just price action. It plays out every time frame, every single time. All right, I think we can wrap up now, though, because now we made the new low, and then it's not that exciting now. It might take a minute to actually dump down to the other levels, or it could turn into a range. It's just hard to say now. But the new low was made, so that downtrend has played out. So now anything could happen. Most likely, it's still going to try to go for those lows. That's the most likely scenario, is that it's still going to go lower. But it could bounce at that level or at this level, and then if it does that, then it will probably go higher. But hard to say where this is going to end out for the week. On the daily chart, it could look like a bear end out as a pretty bearish day. So that could be interesting. It actually looks like a first entry, second entry long failure. It could actually be a failed second entry long on the daily chart, which would cause this thing to kind of plummet back down to these lows. So that could be an interesting thing. Again, thanks everybody for joining the stream today. If you haven't joined it already, go in the link tree, go in the description, join the free school community, and definitely check out the paid community. Again, there's zero risk on your side because it's got a 7-day money-back guarantee. So check it out, and there is a bonus for anybody who does sign up today. Oh, Mark, you must have just joined. So I take 1 to 4 trades per day. 1 to 4 every day is what I do. 1 to 4 trades per day, Monday through Friday. That's my style. Sometimes I take some trades on this stream as well. And that's how I do it. I mark more trades than 1 to 4, but I only take 1 to 4 myself. It's just part of my strategy for not over trading. But yeah. And also what I was saying is if you look at the link tree and the first link in the description, you can join the school community, which is free, and there's free courses in there. I have a bunch of info, bunch of things you can learn completely free to learn my style. We're looking at the ES 2000 tick chart here. And I'm just about to wrap up the stream. So if you just got here, I'm sorry about that. Go back and watch the beginning of the stream, though, and watch from there, and you can see all the details, everything that we covered. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe and definitely like the video. I appreciate you all. And yeah, what a good time. Good time on this Friday. Good stream, everybody. Thanks, everyone. This time I actually am going to end the stream. But I appreciate everybody. And thanks for bearing with me for a second there while I had to leave the room for a minute. But I appreciate you all. And hope everybody has a really blessed weekend. And I will talk to you all soon. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you all.